Well guys, here we are back in the saltwater, and we're starting off with a boom. We just got ourselves our first Spotfin Butterflyfish hook and line. I have my net here, and the reason I have my net is because the last time I tried doing this, I lost many fish on the hooks as I was bringing them up. So I wanted to have a safety net to ensure that all these fish were being landed without getting off the hook, but we just barely got him on a piece of shrimp. We took some photos of this guy, so we're gonna go ahead and let him go. They carefully take the hook out of his mouth. All right, now we're gonna let him swim back down. He was up against the structure over here, so we're gonna leave him to it. There's a good sized shrimp there. Let's try and net that guy. Add him to our bait bag for the night. Today is September 12th of 2024. So we were here 2 days ago fishing during the day. Now we're back at night. And we're already starting off with species 175, which is pretty cool. Alright. So sorry I didn't give a proper introduction to today's video, but basically we're going to be doing some night microfishing here in the northeast saltwater, looking for the last bit of tropical strays. Best to fish a low tide for this particular type of fishing, that way we can navigate easier through the water, because this spot requires us to be in the water. And we're just looking around these structure here, seeing if we can see any unique species that you don't typically see up this way. And the reason these fish are here is because of the Gulf Stream. These fish come up the Gulf Stream as eggs or larval stage, so they're not very strong swimmers, so they just get swept around. Then a strong gust of wind or a tropical storm, and they'll end up inshore where us multi-species fishermen can reach them, and that's the good stuff. And during September, the water reaches its warmest points, but it also is near the end of tropical stray season, so at this point the fish that were too small to take a hook earlier in the year are now grown. So it's a little bit easier to get them on hook and line, but some of the fish still take a good bit of patience. And thankfully that Spotfin Butterflyfish didn't take too long. I thought it was a 4-eye butterflyfish at first, but didn't have the proper markings. So I'm gonna get looking around and see what else we can find. Guys, there's a Bermuda blue angelfish right here. Let's see if I can get him out of hiding. I'll take the shrimp. Alright guys, we got him. We got him. Oh boy, my hand's shaking. My back hurts. There we go. He's hooked, but he's in the net right now. You can see the Tanago line and the hook just sticking out of his mouth there. We're gonna carefully handle this guy and let him go. Oh, my back is so sore from hanging over that fish, but we got him. I don't know if you guys can see him, but right there's another Bermuda blue angelfish. We're gonna leave that guy alone since we already caught our lifer. And we don't want to catch more of these guys than we have to, because although they are very cool, they are a sensitive species of fish that, you know, it's okay to catch them, but you shouldn't handle them more than you have to. So we're just going to watch and observe this guy. He is super cool looking, and the process of catching my lifer was a very long and drawn out process. I was standing over him for probably a half hour, just putting a little bit of shrimp right up against one of these pilings like this. And what they do is they just kind of peck at the algae up against the piling. And what I heard from a friend of mine last week, how he got his lifer, is he just set it up against one of the pilings and just waited for him to pick at it and then set the hook. And that's what we did. And I didn't record for the whole thing because it was going to be a very long, drawn out clip, but we did get our lifer, so we're going to leave that guy alone. But super cool just to see him. We got a little comb jellyfish here, that's cool as well. We got some starfish, so lots of ocean life. I've seen a decent amount of flounder tonight as well, but I've kind of been ignoring them because there aren't too many flounder species I need yet. Last time I was here I caught a bunch of winter flounder and a summer flounder as well. There's a winter flounder right in front of me. We're gonna ignore that guy and keep on moving along. I haven't seen any big eye yet, although we don't need them for the life list anymore. Atlantic big eye we do, but unlikely we will find one of them. I'm looking to see if I can see any sea robins, because I still need striped sea robin for my list, although that should be not too hard one to find, but for me it's been difficult. I just stirred up a lot of dust, but there was an Atlantic blue spotted cornet fish that I was going to try and get a bait to. I just stirred up so much stuff though, I can't see where he went. Couldn't have moved far. So I guess we're just gonna stand here a while. Check it out guys, we got him. An Atlantic blue spotted cornet fish. Holy cow, that is so cool. I'm gonna take a quick picture of this guy and then I'm gonna let him go. That is an awesome looking fish. Holy cow. Alright guys, we just got our Atlantic blue spotted cornet fish unhooked here. I'm gonna let him go back in the water. This is a species of Signathiform, which is related to pipefish and seahorse, but these are larger predatory species that can grow up to 6 inches. So, very cool species. He's a little disoriented, but that's understandable. He's good to go though. Check out this guy. I'm not sure what species exactly this is, but this is some sort of half-beak. Another cool catch and another new lifer for the day. Our 4th lifer of the day, which is crazy. But I'm gonna take a shot of this guy and then we're gonna let him go. Alright guys, so far we are up to 4 new species on the day. I'm not sure if you can see the reflective light, but there is a short big eye down there. I'm not going to mess with him since we already have that species on the life list. We are just trying to catch as many new species as we can. The last time I was here, I did not have near this amount of luck. I didn't even see many new species except for the one glass eye that I caught last time, and the red goatfish that I failed to hook. I also saw a Spotfin Butterflyfish last time, but that was too small to hook at that stage. It may have been hookable, but most likely not. And thankfully the one we got today went for the bait after a while. The good old shrimp did the trick. I just spooked something, most likely another flounder. There's lots of flounder here. I surprisingly haven't seen any sea robin yet. I saw a bunch of sea robin last time, but not this time. Let's keep scanning around and seeing what we can see. Well, we caught our first bland species of the day, and that is a black sea bass. Let's get him out of the net here. He fell for the shrimp. I'm not going to bother taking a picture of this guy, but it's another species for the day. Oh. Come on, buddy. Get off the hook. find me something cool. There we go. Black sea bass is unhooked, and he's just gonna plop back in the water. And we're gonna need a new shrimp. Alright, you guys ready to catch a flounder? I'm about to get a bait to him. He shouldn't get away this time. Actually, this flounder looks more interesting. Let's go for this one. Got him. In the net we go. And you are just a winter flounder, I believe. Yep, with that small mouth that has winter flounder written all over it. There we go. Let's get the Tanaga hook out of his mouth. Nope, he did not like that. There we go. Hook is out. Winter flounder released. Check out this guy. Oh, well, I guess you're not going to check him out. But I believe that to be a baby tautog or a baby cunner. Now, since I didn't get a picture of him, I won't be able to actually confirm the ID because I'm not too good with those species myself yet when they're that size, but it's one of those. I already have both of those for the lifeless, which is why I just went ahead and netted that guy. I wasn't concerned with actually hooking him. You know, I figured sea robin or striped sea robin would be the most likely lifer I would find today, but I haven't seen any sea robin period, which is really odd. But I've seen all the rare stuff that you don't usually find. Oh, speaking of sea robins, there's one there. Let's see if we can get him to bite. Got him. In the net we go. And let's see what species of sea robin we have here. It looks like just a northern, but let's make sure of that. Let's see. No stripe down the side. And we got that dorsal spot that is characteristic of the northern sea robin. See that dorsal spot there? We're gonna go ahead and let this guy go. We don't need any more pictures of the northern sea robin. Goodbye, buddy. Thanks for biting. Alright guys, we're getting to be an hour past peak low tide now. So we're gonna start making our way back to that point of entry. Now we might try another spot. See if we can find any more tropicals that are different than what we got here. Although it's going to be very, very hard to add on any more lifers because we pretty much got all the good ones we're after, but that's why we're going to possibly change spots here. Because I don't know if we can squeeze any more juice out of this spot, because this spot definitely provided us. Check out this, guys. We just got a little northern puffer on the Tanaga hook. Oh boy, he's puffing up. Check out this guy. Look at him. He's like a little beach ball. Oh. And just like that, he's gone. That was the first time I've Tanagaed a puffer fish. I wouldn't recommend it because they have very strong beaks and they would likely break a Tanaga hook. Thankfully, I didn't let that guy swallow the bait too much, but yeah, in case you guys come across a northern puffer when you're Tanaga fishing, I wouldn't recommend trying to hook it unless you want to lose your Tanaga. I was on the way out of this spot anyway. I saw something that looked relatively weird and I caught it, and it was a northern puffer. But for future reference, do not try Tanago a northern puffer. You probably won't have too much luck other than losing your Tanago hook. Check out that. It's another Atlantic blue spotted cornet fish. The second one of the night, but this one I netted because he is a little too small to get a hook in, but that is super cool. We'll let him go. Alright guys, we're here at spot number 2. I've seen at least one interesting species of fish, that being some sort of mahara, but they are too small to hook. Oops. Just stirred some stuff up there. I slipped a little bit, but we are all good. Just gonna keep on cruising along. There's a puffer fish. Let's get him in the net. There we go. Another tiny northern puffer fish. That one we didn't need to Tanago. There he goes. He's gonna puff up for us. Pretty little guy. We're just gonna go ahead and let him go. Check out this guy here. This guy, I believe, is a feather blenny. We'll get that confirmed, but it's our first species of this genus of blenny, and it came off of one of the pilings behind us. And typically blennies are more active during the day, but we got this guy to bite at night on a piece of shrimp here. See the Tanago hook there in his mouth, so very happy to get this species. We're keeping our voice down because we're underneath the bridge. We don't want to be too disruptive, but we're going to take a shot of this guy and then we're going to let him go. Alright, we got our blenny hooked here. Now we're going to watch him swim off. There he goes. Back to the mussel beds. You can see him hiding right there. Alright, we just got another species for the day. This is a seaboard goby. A tiny one at that, but that's what that is. We already caught this guy last year, so we're just going to go ahead and unhook this guy and let him go back into the water. He fell for the shrimp. Come on, buddy, get the hook out. There we go. Alright, seaboard goby there, and it is time for him. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's episode of the Ville Outdoors, little nighttime micro fishing here in the northeast saltwater. Today went, or I should say just tonight, went better than I could ever have imagined it being. I likely will never have this kind of luck again in my life, so thankfully I brought the GoPro out tonight and I was able to record some video. I didn't record too much other than the catches just because I don't want to give away too much of these spots. Like I mentioned in one of my saltwater fishing videos before that I did earlier this year, these saltwater tropicals can easily be scooped up and sold to the aquarium trade, which unfortunately does happen quite frequently. Some of these fish can go for good money, which is important that we protect those spots that hold these fish for that reason, because we don't want all of them being scooped up and sold for profit, because then people take more than they need and ends up being no good. You know, these fish are still living organisms, and although they're not from this ecosystem, they aren't causing any harm as invasive species. Actually, the native species here are causing more harm to them, because these species that come in this way, these tropicals, are very small in size and they can easily be preyed upon by native predators such as striped bass, northern sennit, bluefish, and the list goes on. So yeah, it's important that we protect these spots, which is the reason why I wasn't recording too much. This is the micro rod that did all the damage today. It's a Daiwa. I forget what model it is. Well, the model's in Japanese or Chinese, so I guess it's Chinese because it says made in China. so I can really read the model number for you guys, but it's basically a pole that shrinks down to about 10 inches long, but it stretches out to about 3 feet or so. And I just have a little bit of line tied to the end of that with a little swivel. The swivel is kind of frowned upon because it loses hook set power, but it's the only way I really know how to tie this on, because I'm not too good with the line-to-line knots with a line this small. And then we have our Tanago hook, little tiny split shot there, that way the line isn't swinging back and forth so much. We're able to have a little bit more control over it. And then the owner half moon Tanago hook there, and that's what did the damage today. And the bait we used was shrimp and patience, I guess you could say, because some of these fish took a while to catch. I cut most of that part out because it's just going to be like a half-hour long clip if I didn't. But yeah, super good day of fishing, but we are going to get on out of here and go home and hopefully get some sleep, because I have work at 10 in the morning tomorrow and we have to be well rested for that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next episode of the Ville Outdoors.